makers, sports betting, your phone calls, and more. And now, The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Open up the champagne. It's mine.
And welcome back. It is Monday. Jay, do you know what this Monday is officially called in the NFL world?
It's not draft day, is it?
No. That's in April.
Let's see. I bet you there's coaches being fired right now as we speak.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Really?
They call it today Black Monday because it is the first day of the end of the NFL regular season, and we've got already several updates for you on some of the coaches that are looking for new jobs and some organizations looking for some new head coaches and some new defensive coordinators, et cetera, et cetera.
Did McDaniel make the cut?
So far, so good.
Okay, good.
So far, so good. That's your boy, right?
Yeah.
Your doppelganger.
Yeah.
You just need to grow out your beard a little bit, and then you guys be like the same person.
I'll take that as a compliment.
It is a compliment. It is a compliment. I'm also scheming, too. You know, we're getting ever so closer to Valentine's Day, Jay.
Uh-oh.
Been wanting to do the Love Connection show for a long time now. And it's right around the corner. And it's a Friday.
Is it really?
It's a Friday. Fun Friday on Valentine's Day.
Wow.
You've just got to be up to it. And then I'll put some people to work on finding 3 contestants for the golfwithjay.com Love Connection show.
The only love song I can play on the guitar is I Cross My Heart by George Strait. So if that doesn't seal the deal, then I don't know.
They're out, right?
They're out.
That's it. That's it. You have to have their list. And I was going to wear the overalls today, but I'm going to save them for this Friday.
Okay.
It just seems like a more of a Friday type of thing. Mm-hmm. My Liberty overalls. I got to find a hat, too. I used to have a straw hat that is beat to, but I think it didn't make the move when we moved into the new house. So I got to track down one of those as well. But yes, Black Monday is today. So far, a couple of the things reported. Gerard Mayo, he was actually fired yesterday after the Patriots won their game, which knocked them out of the number 1 draft spot there. So he was let go right after that game. Some other coaches that have been let go as of this morning. Some news out of the Giants camp is they are keeping both head coach Brian Daboll and GM Joe Shorn, which is a little surprising given the Saquon Barkley debacle this past season that was all kind of brought to light with Hard Rocks, if you did, in fact, watch that. But some of the hot names out there, obviously, Mike Vrabel is a big one there. Obviously, he played football in New England for 10 years. Also expected to see the Raiders make a change on their coaching staff as well. But the Bears have and Saints have all want to be interviewed. Defensive coordinator for the Lions, Aaron Glenn. And then, of course, their OC from the Lions as well, Ben Johnson, is a hot commodity given how well the Lions have played this year and earning that number 1 seed in the playoffs last night. What'd you watch more of yesterday, golf or football?
It's probably 50-50.
50-50?
Yeah.
Usually it's more golf than football.
It is. I did watch a little bit of that Lions game last night.
Yeah.
The golf was so beautiful on TV. Were you able to watch any of the golf?
I watched some of it. None yesterday. It's too much NFL football on yesterday for me. But a little bit on Saturday. But yeah, just a beautiful place there, Kapalua, the Plantation Course, and you can hit some monster drives out there. That's for sure. That is for sure. Oh. But yeah, what'd you think? Who ended up winning? Was it
Matsuyama?
Matsuyama.
Yeah, I mean he's just too strong. I mean Colin Morikawa just couldn't putt yesterday, and that's
what it always comes down to, right? Everybody can hit the ball far.
Yep.
Everybody can hit it on the green.
Absolutely.
Who can make a putt? Didn't somebody have an albatross, hole-in-one on a par 4?
Yeah, it's so weird. I was giving a lesson Saturday morning to a kid just starting the game, right?
Nice.
And so he was talking about the eagle, the birdie, and the par, and he even mentioned albatross. And I told him, I said, dude, I promise you, like that never. I said that never happens. I jinxed it.
There you go.
So
do you remember who got it? I forget who it was. It was not a big time name. But it was on a par 4, and Kapalua is one of those golf courses that it's just got so much elevation change.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, so I thought it was a par. I automatically thought it was a par 5 just by knowing, but it was a par 4.
Let me double check that. Albatross in what's that called? Century?
Yeah, or Kapalua.
Spell Century right. Oh, Taylor Pendrith.
Okay.
There's a 203-yard albatross on the par 5 fifth hole. Yep, so you're right. I don't know why I thought it was a par 4.
That would be even cooler.
It happens every once in a while. Cap Blue would certainly be a place for that to happen, but yeah, not many albatrosses happen too often. For those who not know what an albatross is, Jay explained that to them.
3 under par. So
on a single hole.
Yeah. So if you have a 1 on a par 4, or if you have a 2 on a par 5, I guess that would be the only, or a 3 on a par 6. I guess there's a few par 6s.
There's a few par 6s floating around out there on some golf courses.
Yeah. But it doesn't happen very often. And that may be the only one you see for quite some time.
Quite some time.
Yeah.
Quite sometimes. You ever had a double eagle?
I haven't.
An albatross?
I have not. Have you?
I have not. I've had plenty of eagles, a couple hole-in-ones, but never the infamous albatross.
That'd be so cool.
I wonder, we always talk about how 18 holes came to be in golf. I'm sure there's a story on how the naming of par, birdie, eagle, albatross, and ace have all come to be.
Never thought of it.
We'll have to look that up one day and talk about it. Yeah, because, we know why 18 holes in golf.
Right.
It's 18 shots in a fifth of scotch.
That's right.
And they ran out, so they stopped playing.
Yep.
They probably took a nice solid nap after that, too, I would imagine.
I would.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Big week in football this week, Jay. Just when we thought everything was coming to an end, we are in the middle of it. You've got the FCS National Championship tonight. We'll talk about that final segment. I believe that is North Dakota State and South Dakota State, if I'm not mistaken. Might be Montana State. We'll talk about it in the final segment.
Okay.
And then, of course, Thursday and Friday, what do we got?
Thursday. Sony Open over in Hawaii.
That is true,
Yeah.
but I was talking about football.
Do we have some wild card playoffs?
Negative.
Do we
Ghost
have
Rider.
a NFL Pro Bowl?
No, Jay, you're like over 20.
Oh, okay.
College football playoff, man.
Oh, the dogs are out, so I'm out.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm
You
not
just-
watching anymore.
You just dogs are out. You're like, I'm done.
Yep.
No mas.
Yep.
No mas, huh? Yes, Thursday and Friday, your 2 semifinal games, both, I believe, at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. They'll be right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. And then, of course, as you roll into the weekend, it is Wild Card Weekend, which means you have 3 games each day. It might be 2 and 4. I'll double-check that. But all those Wild Card matchups, which we'll talk a lot about today and the rest of the week, we will certainly dive into. But it's a beautiful week for football. We think it's coming to an end, but it's really not. We got a few more things to get through. And then, the Pro Bowl coming up. Don't forget, too, if you go spend $20 per person per day down there, where?
Is it an instant replay?
Instant Replay Sports Cards. You get an entry into win 2 tickets down there at the Pro Bowl on the 50-yard line. Don't miss out on this opportunity. I think Aaron said on Friday it ends on the 17th, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So all you can do is spend $20. Easy to do down there. And you can do it per person per day to get you some entries to go win 2 free tickets to watch the Pro Bowl. I'd like to go to the Pro Bowl just once, just to check it out. The flag football game would probably be pretty cool. Some of the skills competition, and also too, like if you're a fan of some of the players that go there, I think you get a lot of opportunities to kind of get up close and personal. With some of those guys. So it's really, just down the road, about 6.5 hours to get down there to Orlando.
It depends on how fast you go.
And the traffic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You a heavy foot? You got a heavy foot, don't you?
I like to drive right at that 79 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Because it's once you get to 10 to 15, then the fine gets up and maybe a point or 2 gets on your license. So I like to get it up to about 79 in a 70 mile an hour or 70 mile an hour zone, and kind of hit the cruise control and live in that.
Right.
What about you? I know you do a lot of traveling back and forth to the Atlanta area.
I try to keep it 10 over, right there, because I think once you get to 11, it's dicey.
It changes the fine range. That 11 to 15 can be a little more penal with your wallet.
I know someone over the Christmas holidays that was penalized a bit, and
you gonna out him?
She learned a lesson.
I'm gonna guess your dog.
I didn't say it.
You didn't have to say it to say it. Hey, it's a lesson learned.
It is.
Every young driver needs to have that happen. I mean, I remember in New Jersey, I was part of the new regime of when license, like the ages and stuff changed. So New Jersey's still 17 to get your full license, 16 to get your permit. But the year I turned 17, they had changed the rules where you couldn't have anybody else in your car that was under the age of 17, and you couldn't drive between 5 a.m. or midnight and 5 a.m., something like that. Now, I was able to get an exemption for that because I played ice hockey.
Okay.
So our practices and stuff were in the middle of the nights or the early in the morning, so I had to be driving. No, a lot of times we took the bus, but you had to drive to school to get to the bus.
Right.
But anyway, so it was one of the first couple of days after I got my license. Me and 2 or 3 friends, we went to, I forget where we went. I was doing something with like car stereo audio, because everybody did that back in the day. It was the cool stuff to do, and ended up getting pulled over.
Yep.
And I wasn't speeding very much, but I got pulled over, and then I got a fine for having 2 people in the car that were not the legal age to driving. It was just a brand new rule too. So I was like, started that off with a bang and learned my lesson. Maybe drive a little bit more cautiously and pay attention to that kind of stuff. So.
You always remember your first, and I think we are talking speeding tickets here.
Speeding tickets, yeah. Yeah, hey, for you though, I don't know.
No. But
I hope you do.
I remember.
If you don't, then I apologize to her over the air.
I remember the Georgia State Patrol when I was 16. I got pulled over.
Ooh, GSP.
Oh boy,
I was just a county guy.
First thing he said, he goes,
"Boy."
Yeah, he goes, "Son, you want me to put a governor on that thing?" I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll slow it down. But you always remember your first.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I remember another one. I was driving to, I think it was the Hilton Head area. It might have been Fripp Island with a golf member trip. And there was 3 other members in the car, and I was driving on a why should let the members drive. One of those back roads, 55, and I think I was going like 72 or something like that. And I ended up getting pulled over. And it's another one I remember specifically because I had members in my car, and we were on our way to a golf trip. So kind of started the golf trip on a not so high note, but we made up for it that night. So
yeah. Did you get a warning or a ticket?
No, I got a ticket. I got a ticket, and I had to send it into, I want to say it was close to Beaufort. Not Beaufort, but Beaufort, South Carolina. Because, there's 2. There's Beaufort and Beaufort.
I did not. There's a Beaufort?
They spell it the same way, but they pronounce it differently.
Okay, I got you.
And I'm still got to look up all those northernisms. We're going to do those on Friday when I'm wearing my overalls because it'll be ironic, so to speak.
That would.
But yeah, no, it's funny how you always do remember that first one. I'm sure most people, I'm wondering if anybody's commented on Facebook with their first one.
The one time I wish I was a female, I think, whenever I get...
What are you saying by that, Jay? You think they can get out of it? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that, but...
I think your charm might be able to, if you get pulled over by a female officer.
Well, I never have, but knock on wood. But
yeah, I don't think this is wood. But hey, if you do, maybe turn on that charm and see what happens. Start to go with golfwithjay.com. Here's a promo code for a free lesson. I think that's bribing your way out of a ticket. I wouldn't suggest.
What would be a good promo code?
Ooh, that is a good question. What would be a good promo code on your site?
We can talk about it during the break.
Yeah, I got to let my mind spin a little bit more on that one. I'm not as sharp as I normally am. I don't feel right now with the zingers and all that stuff. But yeah, kind of going off of Adam Scheffler's Twitter page, which is a great wealth of knowledge with up-to-date information. I believe the Seahawks just let go their defensive coordinator, if I'm not mistaken. I know the Bengals fired their defensive coordinator. I already mentioned that the Giants coach and GM are still safe. Yes, Seahawks fire OC Ryan Grubbs just after 1 season. Be interesting to see. Do you know Rex Ryan is interviewing for the Jets coaching job?
Did not know that.
Did you know he coached there for several times and made it to the AFC Championship twice?
Huh.
You don't hear very often a coach that was fired from a team having an opportunity to go back to a team. So we'll keep you posted on that one as well. What other ones here? The Jets have requested interviews with Vikings defensive coordinator Brian Flores and QB coach Josh McCown. Brian Flores, obviously a fantastic DC. Struggled a little bit last night. I think Ben Johnson won that chess matchup, the game within the game, as if you really dive into the Lions' schemes and play callings and blocks and checks, it's pretty impressive what they do, especially with Jared Goff kind of running the helm in that one. They've also, this would be surprising, but the Jets have requested to interview Chiefs OC Matt Nagy for head coaching as well. So the Jets are kind of throwing a lot of darts at the dartboard out there to see if anything sticks. And I know the Titans, I believe, are looking for a coach as well. Hold on.
Who was the worst team in the NFL this year, you think?
Well, the number 1 draft pick is going to go to the Chiefs because the Patriots beat the Bills last night. Did I say the Chiefs?
Oh, yeah.
I might say the Titans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why I said the Chiefs.
Well, the Chiefs were down. Well, they didn't have Mahomes yesterday, right?
No, and they rested a lot of other players. And I have a story on that a little bit later on as well. I was thinking about living in the Afternoon Delight debrief for that one because it's certainly a little bit wild. The Bengals head coach, I think, was calling out the Chiefs for not putting their best effort forward. And the Chiefs are going to have a defense like they don't want to get anybody hurt. But if the Chiefs would have lost to or if the Broncos would have lost to the Chiefs, then they would have gotten to the playoffs because the Dolphins and who else was the other team? The Dolphins lost and somebody else lost too. I forget, but who it was. But yeah, so I got to find that story. I saved it somewhere. But interesting stuff. Is it anything going to come out of it? I doubt it. But yeah, a lot of coaching carousel as expected on Black Monday. Just you starting to see what all the opportunities are for new people and people trying to make decisions to turn their seasons around. Let's see who else. So, the other one, the big one I was trying to think of, Doug Peterson was fired from the Jags this morning as well. Which that one's not really surprising, but it was just a one. So. The coach is fired after their first team year with that team. So there's 10 coaches in the last 10 years who have only had 1 year as an opportunity in the NFL and then were fired. Gerard Mayo this year, obviously he's the Patriots head coach, he got canned. Frank Reich got fired last year after just 1 year with the Carolina Panthers. Lovie Smith only had 1 year with the Houston Texans back in 2022. Obviously now the Texans under DeMeco Ryans are doing some amazing things. Nathaniel Hackett only had 1 year with the Broncos in 2022. Dave Culley in 2021 with the Texans. Urban Meyer famously kind of self-destructed himself with his 1 year there at the Jags. Freddie Kitchens for the Browns in 2019. Steve Wilkes only had 1 season with the Cardinals back in 2018. And then 2 Niners coaches, Chip Kelly in 2016 and Jim Tomsula back in 2015. And luckily, since Chip has been gone, Kyle Shanahan's been doing pretty good with the Niners. But Niners are kind of feast and famine since 2000. They've been either in the NFC Championship or missed the playoffs year in and year out. So hopefully next year that cycle will continue. We'll get healthy. We'll get some more protection on that offensive line and make another run there at the NFC Championship.
Yeah, you guys took on Cardinals yesterday?
Yeah, lost. But that's okay because I think that if we would have won, we might have slid down a draft pick. So we've got the 11th draft pick, which I'm looking forward to seeing. Hopefully us taking a much-needed offensive lineman or defensive player to kind of help bolster that roster.
So there was some tanking going on yesterday, you feel like, huh? Do you feel like the 49ers tanked in the second half?
No, I just think that it's just the same story from different games. They just, Brock wasn't playing because he has an injured elbow. Obviously, we were on our 4-string running back who got hurt during that game.
4-string?
Yep. And he got hurt in the first quarter, so he was gone the rest of the game. Still missing way too many defensive and offensive players. But, the Lions are missing a bunch of defensive players, and they seem to be doing just fine. But, yes, Doug Peterson was also one of the victims of Black Friday as he was let go as the head coach. He was in Jacksonville just 3 seasons, and he had a 22-29 record. He succeeded Urban Meyer and kind of took over the state of the franchise when it was in a little bit of shambles there. Let's see. Effective today, members of the 2022 NFL Draft class are eligible to sign extensions with their team. Obviously, that's the class of Brock Purdy and all those guys. Jaguars tight end Trayvon Walker is a big-time defensive end that's looking to get a big contract extension. I know there's a lot of talk around Brock Purdy. I want to get to that probably later in the week. And just there's so many people saying he shouldn't get paid. And then you actually start to look at the numbers and look what he's only been a starter for 2 years, 2.5 years really. He's been a starter. And you look at some of these other people and what they did in 2.5 years and where they are now. I don't know, but that's kind of it's a little more personal because I'm very much involved with the Niners and all that. But, so coaches, we'll keep you posted if any other coaches get the pink slip as we progress through the show today. We get back, we are going to talk about the NFL draft order, also USA, World Juniors Ice Hockey.
Hey.
Back-to-back gold medal champions. I know you care a lot about that. You listen to The Inside Drive. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. We're taking the Inside Drive.
I follow a lot of soccer and basketball on Instagram, and you have some of these NBA players that are like, whoa, man, the Europeans, they're working on fundamentals at a young age where we're just going to tournaments and playing these games. They're really learning the game inside out before they start.
Join Ryan Mulvey.
Thank you very little.
Middays 11 to 1 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Monday. Clear this afternoon and evening with a wind coming out of the northwest at 16 miles per hour and a high of 51. Tonight, look for a blustery wind and mostly clear skies with a temperature near 34. Tomorrow, high around 50 and mostly sunshine with a wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, warm with a high of 52 and mostly sunshine. This weather forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
At Brock Lawn and Pest Control, we're proud to be awarded the distinction of being Quality Pro certified.
Our technicians have passed rigorous training in eco-friendly application and prevention of pest treatments.
Part of the program is the practice of integrated pest management.
IPM's goal is to prevent pests from ever entering your home. It includes inspection, prevention, education, and, when necessary, application.
We're proud to be Quality Pro certified.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, the standard and level of trust.
Ellis Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Ellis Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts and Deli. Call 763-1627.
Broadcasting live from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studios.
Have a quick stretch first.
The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey.
Must have pulled something playing hoops last week.
And Jay Henley.
I know you're not putting that rock up from here. You ain't got no Jay.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And we are back. You listen to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. DJ Davey Crockett in the booth, looking very patriotic today. He's got his red, white, and blue Tampa Bay Rays hat, plus that red, white, and blue ESPN tee. I'm guessing that was courtesy of Glenn Manley.
Absolutely. Absolutely, it was. It's also, what you know how they do like Christmas in July? I'm doing July 4th in January, but I know there were a couple days past. It just wasn't
Still
able.
counts.
Yeah,
Still counts. It's January 6th.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a holiday for some, right?
Yeah, for some. Depends on
Every day's a holiday.
Yeah, you make it that way, for sure.
No doubt, no doubt. Oh, Jay Henley, I got one for you.
Yes, sir.
Auburn's on the up and up. Basketball playing great. Football, they got a great transfer portal group, great draft class. But maybe the most important thing of them all, do you know who won the Miss America competition?
Well,
this seems right up your alley. So
you teed it up for me.
I teed it up. It's pretty obvious.
Somebody from Auburn?
That is correct. I'll do that sounder. Yes. Abby there it is. Abby Stockard has won the title of Miss America. She obviously first had to win Miss Alabama, and she was a cheerleader there at Auburn University. She was crowned Miss America yesterday, January 5th, down there in Orlando, Florida. So, hopefully that's a sign of continued winning there for the Auburn programs. Obviously, golf is in a really good spot as well on the boys' side. Jackson Coyvin still right there close to what's his name from Florida State, being the number one ranked amateur golfer in the world. Yep. I need to get Trey or Amy back on the show as well, as they're getting ready for their spring season. The spring season's not that the fall doesn't matter, but the spring season's actually the one that counts as you progress towards the conference championship, the regionals, and then the national championship.
And February they'll be back at Sharks Tooth, right, for the
I think so, yeah. Yep.
The Invitational.
When we started that several years ago, it was the Camp Creek Invitational. Now I think it's the Water Sound Invitational.
Gotcha.
So just a great opportunity to go watch some really good college golf. Hey, Rick, yes, what I was saying about Valentine's Day is I've been trying to do this Love Connection show with Jay for a long time, where we get 3 candidates that will call in, and I'll ask the questions, and they have to answer them, and then Jay has to choose one. And Valentine's Day is on a Friday this year, so it just makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. We just got to find 3 candidates, which I don't think is going to be a problem. Just got to get a better picture than you have on golfwithjay.com.
Have you been on my site?
I try to book lessons. I try to just book.
He's one of your only fans, Jay.
No, I try to book. I try to book time with you from 11 to 1 Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
But sometimes I get through. Sometimes I don't.
All right. I'm with you.
Yeah, 'cause it's not just about golf lessons on golf.
What is the penalty fee for missed appointments?
Well, there's no penalty fee.
We can just block them out every Monday.
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
Work smarter, not harder.
Different names every day.
Yes.
You'd be like, man, I had a lesson here, but I guess I'll show up.
Well, I had a guy named Jim on my books at 11 o'clock this morning, so I was about to text you guys last night, be like, yeah, maybe 12:15, 12:30 for a roll in, but it canceled. I mean, we had some rain.
That was our test.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of rain, but yeah. Today would have been up fine. I mean, it's getting windy. It's going to get cold.
Yeah.
But the next 5-6 days are going to be pretty rough. That's for sure. David, I wasn't able to brainstorm quick enough in the first segment when Jay asked me. He said, what would be a good promo code for golfwithjay.com to get like a discount or whatever?
Oh,
I know, because it's got to be good.
It does have to be good. I think, honestly, I would keep it kind of close to a slogan and just do FRWY, like fairway.
Yeah.
Oh, that was pretty serious.
Mine would be Silver Fox.
Silver Fox, I mean, there you go.
Silver Fox 50.
The results, I mean, we could just go with J-isms without the apostrophe, right?
That's it. Yeah. Maybe no hyphens either. No special characters in those promo codes.
Yeah.
There you go.
I was coming in, and my inner Joe Dirt totally got me this morning. There's the new Murphy Express on the end of Thomas.
That was like a modular, and they like put it together piece by piece.
Oh, yeah. I've watched it come along for, 3 or 4 months now, but at the top of the gas pumps, there's a hot air balloon that they put there over the weekend. And it's like one, they've got it tied down.
I hope so.
Yeah, well, they're one notch away from it like flying away.
Ooh, it's about to get windy this afternoon.
I wanted to be Joe Dirt and try to go up there and save it.
Did it have a basket?
It does have a basket.
Whoa.
I think so. Yeah.
But does it have an actual flamethrower?
We'll throw some propane underneath that thing and get going.
That's it. Rogue hot air balloon over Panama City Beach.
And just go wherever it takes me, right?
There's UFOs everywhere else. Might as well have one here in PCB.
That's right.
Except it be a hot air balloon. But yes. All right. I got a big question for David Hayes. His Tennessee Titans have earned the
trade it. We're done. Okay.
I like that. I actually like that.
Yeah. No. I don't. If they all right, so I'll put it this way: if they go with Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders, I'll be supportive or whatever. I think that they're a little bit better than what Will Levis is, but until that you fix the offensive line, no quarterback is going to come over there and look good. So trade the pick. I think this is the first time we've ever had the number 1 overall pick. Let's not look stupid here. Yeah. Let's trade it away. At least as the Tennessee Titans, at least in my fandom, I can't remember ever having the number 1 overall pick. By the way, Southport Scott says lost should be the promo code for Jay.
Ooh.
There you go.
Lost. That's fair.
Yeah, I'll take it.
What was we're class of 98?
Yeah. Class of 98.
And what was y'all's cumulative GPA?
SAT score.
Oh, was it SAT score or was it GPA?
No, it was SAT.
Oh, it was SAT scores. Okay.
Because at that time, your county had the lowest in the country, or the state had the lowest in the country, and then when you whittled it down, you guys had the lowest in the state.
The county had the lowest in the state.
By process of elimination, you had the lowest in the nation.
It was fantastic.
I'm surprised you guys didn't maximize some merch opportunities with that, like T-shirts, hoodies, hats.
Well, Honey Boo Boo, or I keep saying Honey Boo, Junebug, she did it.
Hey, 2025 is the year you're going to get her on the show.
Me and her helped. Hell,
I may be able to get her on the Love Connection show.
Now that'd be
something.
Look at David.
She'd have to be in studio though.
She went from not to hot. I mean,
wait, she looks good now?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah?
Yeah. But she just got married at that Fairfield Inn on the beach like about a year ago.
You are in tune with where she is at.
Yeah. Well, I guess former classmate. So
that's right.
Yeah.
You guys got the classmatefinder.com or whatever.
I got to look this up, though, because there's no way.
She got like all those surgeries and all that, and then they used the spin-off, Mama June from Hot to Not, and
Yeah.
I'm just disappointed she left Sugar Bear.
Me too.
Did you know Sugar Bear?
I never met.
I feel like Sugar Bear did some work for you one day. Like, I don't know.
Some air conditioning work?
Yeah. When you were in your heyday with Project Pat people.
I mean, I guess if you're saying comparatively speaking on how she used to look, how she looks now, yes. I would not use the adjective or descriptor of hot. I would say you went from whoa to like closing in on lukewarm.
Now, David, we know that all women are beautiful.
And beauty is in the eyes of the beholder.
I was going to say that a second ago.
That is not a true fact.
The train tracks by her house, you know where those train tracks are?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How many stoplights in Griffin?
Oh, there's plenty of that now.
Plenty?
I mean, plenty of stoplights, yeah. You get outside, yeah. No, it's pretty big city, for sure. We all need to make a field trip up there one day.
I feel like I need to explore the beauty and lore of Griffin, Georgia.
I think you do.
A live show from there would be sick.
Yes. From your high school.
One stop sign.
From your high school. That'd be awesome.
That would be great.
We should make that happen.
Yeah, let's do it.
You got to drive, though.
I will.
In the A-Team van. Has anybody taken the van anywhere since the new rims?
Can we not say that on air so that now all of a sudden it's like, hey, you need to do that? Way to go, Ryan.
I feel like it's a waste. The only people who see the rims are us.
Go drive that sucker then.
I might have to.
There you go.
I might have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rims would definitely advertise for sure. I mean, I would be looking at whatever's on that van with those rims.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't care what it is. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
The A-Team van, indeed.
Right. I pity the fool.
Pity the fool, indeed. Oh, but I was trying to find the draft order. Where did it go? There it is.
You got Titans, Browns, Patriots. No, Giants.
Giants, yep. Patriots won their way into going from first to fourth. Yeah, Joe Milton looked pretty good out there.
He did. I mean,
big fella, too.
It's kind of like Bo Nix yesterday, starting off, 17-17, maybe 18-18, and then misses the throw to his running back over there on the flat. But it's like, okay, he's doing that against the preseason team. Caveman Rick had said that yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, how much credit? 18 of 18 is still very impressive. But for the Broncos to beat somebody 38-0 and it's, NFL starters versus NFL, hopefuls, to an extent. Yeah, I don't know how much credit you can put on that. So Joe Milton, still being a rookie, totally different situation. But, yeah, he did look good. I think he got off to a hot start on consecutive completions as well yesterday.
I thought I had it saved, but maybe I didn't. Did you see where Bengals head coach Zach Taylor had accused the Chiefs of throwing the game?
Yeah, but to an extent, if you are the Chiefs or you're any other team in the AFC, probably would you rather see the Bengals or the Broncos? I'd probably rather see the Broncos
all day.
Right. So,
and at the same time, you've always got the I'm resting my guys to fall back on.
You earned that right. Do any of us like it? Does it feel kind of shady to an extent? I don't know if shady is the right word, but you always have that option, especially if you get to the point where you've only lost one game in the regular season. If it wasn't like that, and we're talking about a team who lost only one game with a whole bunch of one-score games along the way as well. So for me, I mean, hey, when you earn something, you deserve it at that point, and so it's your choice. To do with that what you will. If I was the Bengals, of course I'd be salty, especially losing 38-0 or seeing the team that you need to lose win 38-0 and you put on a good performance, beat the Steelers. Everything else that you needed to happen happened. But also here's the other thing. Don't lose in one-score game. Or, for the Bengals, your defense was terrible this year. I don't know how far that takes you into the playoffs anyways. True. And then secondarily speaking is how many times did you lose games based off of your kicker? That's on y'all.
Yep.
Don't get mad at the player. Hate the game.
Yeah, and if they would have, little fun fact, you could say this about a lot of games, but they lost their opening game of the season to the Patriots 16-10, I believe. And had they won that game, they'd be in the playoffs. And had the Patriots lost that game, Patriots would have the number 1 pick. Ifs and buts for candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas, as always.
My only take with the whole weekend was watching that Pierce dude intercept the ball, the 350-pound dude. And oh my God, that was amazing.
And he looked down the field, and he's like, that's too far to go, boys.
He went to kneel.
Yeah.
I
He's
thought
like,
that was great.
I don't know if we have enough oxygen over on the sideline to get me back going after that. But
He said he didn't want to become a meme.
He would have. And in turn, he's become a meme anyway because he did the old proverbial QB slide.
Yeah. I mean, he could have walked it in with 11 guys on his back.
I don't know. You go low on those guys. It seemed
or fumbled, but I mean, the game was out of hand at that point.
It was,
so.
yeah, it was. Big tree fall hard.
Right.
Wedding crashers, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's do a little quiz here, mainly for David.
Yeah, I'm out.
Well, you can take a shot at it too. All right. Over the past 20 years, this is the list of teams with the most losses in the NFL. Number 1 with 221 losses over the past 20 years. Take a stab at it, Jay.
I would say the Jaguars.
They're number 3 on this list.
I was about to say that was going to be up there. I'll go Carolina Panthers.
They are 4, 8, 12.
Oh, wow.
13, 14.
They did have some good runs. Oh, yeah, with Cam, they had some good runs.
They went to the Super Bowl that one year. Yeah, and this is going back to 2004, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, they have 177, tied with the Niners, actually, with 177. Those 2,000 years were not good.
Bears.
The Bears are at 180, so they would be 13th on this list.
The Dolphins.
The Dolphins are 182, 12th on the list. You're doing good, though, Jay. I'm proud of you. You've gotten several that are at least on the list.
So let's take a stab at the Titans. They had a good run, a good little stretch.
They're last on this list at 174.
So they have the least amount of losses in the last 20 years
out of the teams on this list.
Oh,
yes.
okay. Yes. How far does this list go
16.
down? Okay,
I should have said that in the beginning. I apologize.
I think it's the Bills.
The Bills?
No. I mean, they had a rough stretch for like 10 or 15 years.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Most teams do. I'll give you the conference. They're from the AFC.
That doesn't help.
They had this will give David a huge hint. They had a guy start for them yesterday that is this team's 40th starting quarterback since 19.
Oh, Cleveland Browns.
Yep, the Cleveland Browns. 221 losses. Yeah, Bailey Zappi was the 40th quarterback to start for the Browns since 1999.
Talk about a franchise in disarray. I know my Titans are as well, but golly.
I think the Browns take the cake on that one. That's for sure. All right, you guys got it. Number 2 on the list. Also in the AFC, their head coach is on the hot seat, but has not been fired quite yet.
This one's tough because the Jags already let Peterson's
gone, yep.
Oh, man, let's see here. It's got to be in a different division.
Correct.
So it would have to be... It can't be the Patriots, obviously. Let's go to the Raiders. Raiders?
That is correct. Raiders have 215 losses in the last 20 years. You guys already had the Jags. They're on the list. This one may be surprising. I'll give you some hints, Jay. They are the number 1 seed in the NFC this year. They've struggled over the last, 20 years, as there's a reason why they're number 4 on this list, but have made a significant turnaround.
Detroit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at you.
How about that?
Well, that's because you actually knew about the number 1 seed thing, didn't you?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Good for you for retaining some information.
A little
bit here and there.
Not a lot of activity up there.
This is a little tougher one.
Yeah.
Also, this team is also in the NFC, has made a massive turnaround in the last couple of years, but still has the 5th most losses in the last 20 years with 202.
You said NFC?
NFC.
Falcons.
No?
Man.
Falcons aren't even on this top 16 list.
Saints? No, they had too many good runs with Breeze.
Yeah. Nope, Saints not on there. They've changed their name a couple times.
Houston. No, that's never mind.
That's
Sorry.
AFC.
Yeah.
They've changed their name. So the Rams then?
No.
No? Because they didn't technically. Are we talking about city change of name, or are we talking about
Football team change.
Commanders?
Yes. The Washington Commanders, 202 losses. The Jets with 199. The Bucks with 191. The Texans with 190. The Rams with 188. Cardinals with 188. The Giants 184. Then Dolphins, Bears, Niners, Panthers, Titans. Just kind of went through that list because it was interesting to see, how some of these teams like the Lions and the Commanders have made and really the Houston Texans as well have made a good turnaround in the last few years. And as we hear on Black Monday, a lot of these decisions may shape the future of a lot of these particular franchises. When we get back, we're going to talk about our pick'em results as well as our division results. And our listeners may be surprised who got the most divisional winners right and added 40 points to his scoreboard there.
Jay?
Maybe.
Oh.
You'll have to stay tuned to find out. It wasn't just one. There might have been two that got 40, but that's okay.
Okay.
That's okay. You guys listen to The Inside Drive. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdogs.
Part of it's on Tim Tebow. Now, he was being demonstrative. He didn't want to try to do anything else besides be a quarterback. He could have had a longer NFL career had he wanted to, cooperate with the other teams that had drafted him and that he was on the roster of. Yeah. And for a kind of guy that's supposed to be as humble as he is, how humble are we being, Tim Tebow, when we're too proud to step down from being a quarterback and maybe do something else to help out our team?
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey folks, Chris Kramer with Bill Kramer GM. And the best place to listen to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is inside a brand new vehicle from Bill Kramer GM. And I want you to know we've got 10 times the amount of inventory on the ground as we did this time last year, and darn near all of them are discounted. So shop us online at BillKramerGM.com or visit us the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd. We'll make it easy and take great care of you.
Whether you're an experienced investor or first-time buyer, Beach House will provide you with top-notch service to guide you through every step of the process. We make the real estate process fun and easy through effective marketing, strategic advertising, and always a client-focused experience. From single-family homes to full-scale developments, Beach House Sales Development has you covered. Check them out at beachhousesalesfl.com or give them a call at 850-919-3500.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a bus that are leaking hose, hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? If competitive pricing and a quick turnaround are what matter to your business, come see us at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, or you can give us a call at 850-326-3000. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, the best place in town to take a leak.
The only place to get sports betting coverage on the radio. Is this legal? Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. It's the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Sleep like a baby. I never show up late for work.
I feel like I'm watching a music video. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
I was just listening to that this morning.
I bet you
He's
were.
a good artist. He reminds me a lot of Alan Jackson.
Yeah.
I like it.
That is great.
Zach Top, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go. Soon to be Jay Hemley.
I played that just for Jay, too.
Did you?
I felt like you knew the song pretty well.
His tail started wagging when it came on.
It did.
So
Our tails started wagging in sync.
That's right. That's right.
Zach Top is amazing.
He's good. He is good.
Yeah.
There you go. Little Zach Top here on the Inside Drive.
Beautiful.
Beautiful indeed. Yeah, sure. Speaking of beautiful, is how well, not only did you get the most divisional picks right for the NFL, but you also got the most picks right in our last week pick'em. And you also won the 850.
This is amazing.
People are like, the bus driver. Who's this bus driver guy? I'm like, you don't want to know the truth to that.
No, just tune in from 11 to 1 most days, Monday through Friday, and you'll know exactly. So maybe there was some correlation. You did well with your divisional picks as well, and you did well with your weekly NFL picks as well. So
the bus didn't run out of gas, right?
No, sir.
No.
It's unbelievable.
You had that little extra change. You get that diesel in there.
Yeah.
Is it diesel or is it diesel?
Diesel? Diesel. I don't say diesel. I mean, there's no Z in it. I don't think.
I know there's not a Z.
Right, I certainly know there's no Z in it.
Right.
But,
Definitely not a Z.
But I've heard it pronounced both ways. Diesel. Maybe that's a northern southern thing.
It could be. We'll find out.
Diesel. I just don't know who calls it diesel.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like I hear some people call Lynn Haven. Lynn Haven. You ever hear that?
I have heard that.
Lynn Haven.
Lynn Haven.
One syllable.
There's no H.
People called Callaway Callaway.
Callaway.
Yeah. I mean, does look like a call away.
It does. I'm only one. All right. Let's get to this pick'em. All right, we're going to start. We got the NFC East. Only one of us got the NFC East right. David Hayes.
Yes.
With the Eagles. Jay Henley picked the Cowboys. I picked the Commanders. Got ever so close. But 1 for 1 there for David Hayes. You and I, Jay, did not get that one right. Then the NFC West. David and I both picked the Niners. We know how that went this season. You picked those Los Angeles Rams, and they end up winning a very tight division. So you got one there. NFC South, David and I went with the Falcons. You went with those pesky Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who got the win yesterday to clinch the division. The NFC North, that went to David Hayes after the Lions beat up on the Minnesota Vikings last night. You picked the Bears. I picked the Packers. I don't know what's worse. Probably the Bears, but they got a win yesterday.
What do you mean you don't know what's worse?
Yeah, picking the Bears for sure. But
there was hype around the Bears this year.
There was
hype around
some
them,
hype. That's for sure.
Can't blame Jay on that.
No.
Yeah.
It just goes to show you, do not celebrate a game being over until it's over, Jay.
Yeah.
Because from the moment, they've only won one game since that Hail Mary moment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's one of those things. But also, I was looking at the Packers schedule as well, not to throw shade on the Packers. I always like to with the Packers-Niners rivalry. If you look at all the teams they beat in route to their record this year, I don't think one of them was over 500. Not that, I mean, football teams are still football teams. You still got to win games, but I'm not trying to throw shade at the Packers there.
Well, that was the toughest division all year, right? The NFC North, or no?
Yeah, probably,
I would say AFC or NFC North, and then maybe the AFC North.
Yeah, it's debatable for sure. I mean, you obviously had some outliers there with the Vikings and the Lions. I think people expected the Lions to be where they were. Obviously, the Vikings, Sam Darnold led. J.D. McCarthy goes down in preseason. I think the Vikings probably overachieved the most this year, and I think that's why Kevin O'Connell is the favorite to win the Coach of the Year. AFC East is the only division none of us got it right.
I picked the stupid Jets.
Yeah.
Did you really?
I did.
Huh.
That's another thing. They had some hype to start the season. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers. Jay, Aaron Rodgers, is he playing football in 2025?
I don't think so.
No, you think he hangs it up, he retires?
Got to, right?
Yeah, they ended on a win, or he might have ended on a win.
What do you think?
I think if he is, he's playing on a miserable team.
Yeah.
I could see him like going to the Raiders or something like that. But then Devontae'd be like, what the heck, man?
Yeah. I just left there.
Isn't he kind of like between me and you in age? Isn't he like 41 or 42?
I think he's 41.
Which I know age is just a number, but not in the NFL.
Yeah, for playing that many seasons and getting hit that many times, age certainly doesn't become a number at that point. It becomes a bruise. But yeah, none of us got that.
He's 41.
Yeah, there you go. Good job, Jay. Have you watched his new Netflix Enigma? It's actually really, really good. I have a lot more respect for him after watching that. And it kind of made me want to go on an ayahuasca retreat down to Panama. It ain't cheap though. You got to have that NFL money to make that happen. But yeah,
we could just do it in this Panama.
There you go. There you go.
You could.
There are
some need like a ayahuasca teacher or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
and there's something.
Is it legal or illegal?
I think it's legal.
Okay, I'll try it.
But there's like 3 or 4 places in the state of Florida. I looked this up that have retreats with that and other things as well. But
crack retreat.
There's retreats for everything. It seems like
there is.
Found out one earlier.
What's that?
the one north of here, the other retreat.
The nudist retreat?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's retreats everywhere.
That's where you are when you're not here on the show.
Sure.
Because I'm free.
Free.
Ballin'.
Yeah, you said it.
I was going to say, as I'll ever be. You guys took it? Oh, I like that. All right, so none of us got that. Even you, Jay, didn't pick the Bills to win that division. You left 10 points on the table there. David and I, or you and I, Jay, picked the Dolphins, and David picked those New York Jets. AFC West. It's kind of a no-brainer in this one. David and I both got that one right, picking the Chiefs. You did go with the Raiders. See, he's got to make picks like that to keep us all
100%
at bay and still questioning these decisions. And then the NFC South. You took the Colts, you took the Jags, I took the Texans. The Texans won that division. I just don't see them going very far in the playoffs, though. And then two of you guys took the Ravens, and one of us took the Browns. That's almost as bad as your Raiders pick. Yeah. Oh, man, just talk about how many losses they have. So you and David got 2 more on that one. So it went 40, 40, and 10. So I'm a little disappointed in that one. I'm hoping to make it up on the hockey side of things, but we shall see.
Am I ahead of you now in the, am I really?
In totality of points?
In totality.
Wow.
Yeah, trust me. When I was doing this morning prior to coming in.
You're like, I might take another break today.
Yeah. So I might not show up. So getting to that, we picked 5 basketball games and 5 NFL games. We started with Missouri at Auburn. Auburn won that one handedly. All 4 of us picked Auburn in that one. Then we went to Kentucky and Florida. Ross and I picked Florida, and you and David picked Kentucky, and Kentucky was just too strong for Florida in that game. Great. I mean, if you wanted to watch
basketball. That was like the first basketball game that I watched this year.
That was the Saturday slate was a lot of fun in basketball. And I
didn't even watch Alabama and Oklahoma.
And Alabama, I think they did something no team has ever done before in college basketball history, beating a 13-0 team by more than 20 points or something like that.
Well, was it 20 points? Because it was kind
something
of close
like
late
that
in the game, and then Kentucky started pulling away.
Yeah, I don't remember what the final score was in that one for Alabama over Oklahoma.
Oh, you're talking about Alabama, Oklahoma.
It was the first time like a team never.
Yeah, they beat them by, I think, 20 points.
Yeah, first time in history, 13-0 team goes down by 20.
SEC's got a lot of good teams this year.
SEC's going to beat each other up on the way to that SEC conference tournament, that's for sure. And then all 4 of us picked Iowa State over Baylor, even though David tried to convince you to go with your Bears. But you did not. You held fast and got yourself another point. And then David and I picked Alabama. You and Ross picked Oklahoma. So you could have even had another one there, Jay. And then we went Bengals, Steelers. Bengals won that one. Ross got that one right, too. I missed that one.
I took the Steelers in that game.
Yep, you're the only one that took the Steelers, and the Bengals got the dub. I want to say 19-7. 19-7. Yeah. Man, look at you. New year, new year.
Yeah. Jay is on fire right now.
Literally. All right, and then we went Falcons-Panthers, and Bryce Young has looked a lot better in the last several weeks, kind of securing his spot as the starting quarterback there for the Carolina Panthers going forward. Falcons couldn't get out of their way in that one. Michael Penix has looked okay in his first couple of games, but like I was telling you, Jay, before we started the show, I think he's still got to figure out, being thrown into the mix like that, playoffs on the line, NFL is just so much faster than college football, and I think it's going to take some time to adjust, but I think the Kirk Cousins era is probably over in Atlanta, but Atlanta lost there, and they are not in the playoffs. And then on the flip side of that, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans had a great game there. And we'll talk about the incentives here in just a moment. It was pretty cool to see the Bucs do what they did, to throw that pass to get him to where he needed to be, not only to tie Jerry Rice's record, but also to hit his receptions and yardage incentives. Basically a $3 million pass play that Baker threw. And it was really cool, too, to see the team get so excited when he made that catch as well. Mike Evans, obviously a future Hall of Famer. He's 11 straight seasons since entering the league with 1,000-yard receiving. Jerry Rice has the all-time record of 14 seasons, but it was 11 straight to start a career is the record that he tied yesterday. And then 3 of us picked the Jets over the Dolphins. David picked the Dolphins. We all picked the Jets. The Jets ended up winning that game. And then last but not least, 2 of us picked the Lions. That was Ross and Jay. And then David and I took the Vikings. So your total for this week, Jay, you had 7. I had 6. David had, or Jay, you had 8, sorry. I had 6, David had 6, and Ross had 7 as well. So now, adding the 10-point divisional winners in there, Jay, you've moved all the way up to 133, passing me by 13. I'm at 120, and David Hayes is at 170.
Man.
NASCAR starts next month.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Has the championship race happened?
What's
For
that?
NASCAR?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Joey Logano won.
Yeah.
That's right. We talked about that.
Yeah.
I don't think Jay was here.
That was a while ago.
Back in October.
That's like one of the shortest off seasons in all of sports is NASCAR. So.
Yeah, they'll be back at it here at Daytona. In about a month or so?
Yeah. And speaking about the age thing, Mike Wallace, who is 65 years old, is going to try to qualify for the Daytona 500. So that's pretty.
Would he be the oldest ever to qualify?
Yeah. Yeah, 65.
Hot dog.
That's crazy.
Hot dog.
Yeah.
Maybe for the Daytona 100 or something.
Right. I can't imagine. I have heard, I don't know, I'd like to talk to somebody about, how the physicalness of turning that wheel and all that kind of,
So they train like crazy.
They do.
Not only like strength, but stamina.
Yeah.
Like your ability to, hold that for something. I don't know a lot about NASCAR.
Your G-forces are, they,
Oh, yeah.
Oof,
G is like being a pilot.
Yeah.
Don't have a propensity to blacking out.
No.
So that's not good.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't be good.
Just depends on how you black out, I guess.
I guess. If you're just narcoleptic and you just fall over. You wouldn't suggest driving a race car anyway.
Yeah.
You think they'll ever do like a senior division in NASCAR? Do they do anything like that?
Haven't they tried? They have tried where the legends do come back, and I don't think it ever took. But yeah, that would be cool to have some of those Darrell Waltrip and all.
They're all in Priuses.
Yeah. Oh God.
Hey, might be the idea that NASCAR is looking for to get more fan engagement.
You never know.
They keep doing the wrong things, though. I think for their fan base that's already there, they're bringing in a few different fan demographics, I guess. But for the people who have been following NASCAR for a long time, they don't like the direction that it's going for the most part. So, but if you like racing, you're gonna stick to what you love, right? So
no doubt. And change is usually not liked and accepted by most, especially the older guard of folks. But
Luke Bryan says change is a good thing, or maybe his rain is a good thing. But
it makes corn too. Corn makes whiskey. If you like whiskey,
I just remember the Mike Joy, the Darrell Waltrip, the commentators in NASCAR that really made it a show. And today, those guys, man, I can't listen to them. I can't. I don't know.
I just would like to be called DW.
DW. Yeah.
It's catchy.
Yeah,
it is.
It's a fun one to say. JH, that's not DH, but D Hayes is about as cool as it gets.
That is as cool as it gets.
Yeah.
I guess so. Depends on who's saying it.
It was the eye to be older again.
Yeah.
All right, we got to go ahead and take a quick break. I got some fun afternoon delight debriefs coming up today. You guys listen to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Salty.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdogs.
He's too prideful to step away. We have the right money and players and people. We don't utilize them correctly. And what are we doing? Why do I have to watch CeeDee Lamb be so prideful and then come to the sidelines and talk crap to our own team? I should never have to see that.
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Monday. Clear this afternoon and evening with a wind coming out of the northwest at 16 miles per hour and a high of 51. Tonight, look for a blustery wind and mostly clear skies with a temperature near 34. Tomorrow, high around 50 and mostly sunshine with a wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, warm with a high of 52 and mostly sunshine. This weather forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Here at Panama City Toyota, Toyotathon is on, where you can get refined design and 3.99% APR on a new Camry, plus 90 days until you make your first payment. Enjoy the ride in a new Corolla and get 3.99%, plus 90 days until you make your first payment. Or stand out in a new RAV4 and get 3.99% APR. Good cheer and great deals. Toyotathon at Panama City Toyota.
Offer expires December 2nd. Visit PanamaCityToyota.com.
WVLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lincoln. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Tire and Auto. Call 850-769-7323.
Your certified AAA service center and hometown towing.
Visit them online at HewittTire.com.
On Airport Road in Panama City.
850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
Need a tow? Call Billy at Hometown Towing, 850-265-1562.
You hear it first. Sports Talk right now. Back to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey.
I know it seems a bit overwhelming at first.
Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios.
Something makes me think you'll get used to it.
On ESPN Northwest Florida.
Sky rockets in flight. Afternoon delight.
And we are back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. 104.3 in Panama City or Panama City Beach. 101.9 in Port St. Joe. You can watch, listen, like, comment, subscribe, share, follow. That is Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Just search it up, ESPN Northwest Florida. You can also download our free mobile app. Jay, where can you download that bad boy?
The Google Play or Apple Store.
All you got to do is search
104.3.
That is it. That is as easy as it is. And if you want to enter our new huge contest for this spring, you open up that app, you hit enter contest, and that's going to be entering you to win a trip to go see your Orlando Magic play the Sacramento Kings on Saturday, March 29th. Get you 2 passes to the game. You'll watch the game from a luxury suite, free food and drink during the game, plus hotel accommodations in this one. We heard Jay got a little too rowdy on the last one, and they needed to make sure he had a place to stay before he got back on the bus and came back here to beautiful PCB. He took a little bit of PCB to Orlando, I think is what happened.
Is that what it was?
I think it was, yeah. Spring break 2015?
Yeah.
Boop, boop, boop. All right, but yeah, just open up the app and you can crush that enter contest button, but be easy. Hopefully you have a screen protector, because if you crush your phone too hard, you might be able to take it to Verizon. They'll buy you a new one at any condition. I got started just getting hit with that commercial all weekend long. We appreciate PCB Hobby, Panama City Toyota, Holland Hearts, and Fairfield Inn, as well as Hampton Inn on Thomas Drive and Home to Suites for sponsoring the Holland Hearts ESPN Northwest Florida Magic Express. And if you want to listen to those Orlando Magic, they have a game up there in MSG tonight. It'll be right here on ESPN Northwest Florida following the afternoon underdogs. That is the Magic versus the Knicks. Magic are 21-16. Currently would be in the playoffs if the season ended. Long way to go. And the Knicks, a heavy favorite in this one, 11.5-point spread up there in Madison Square Garden. But you can listen to that as we play select Orlando Magic games right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. And then, of course, make sure you download that app and enter the contest if you want to go check out the Orlando Magic from a luxury suite. And that's how Jay does it. When he goes to basketball games, he gets in luxury suites.
Yeah.
Right, the Hawks game you went to?
Hawks game. I don't know if
I think it was last year. Maybe in a preseason. You went to a preseason game that I think was in a suite. Maybe it was the Falcons.
It was the Falcons. They were playing the Bengals. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So if you want to live like Jay, download our free mobile app and enter the Holland Hearts Magic Express contest.
Yes, sir. Yeah. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
That's it. That's life in general.
It is.
That is life in general. And speaking of who you know, we got Bill Kramer, GM, and Kramer Marine and Outdoor right there at the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd Street. As we turn to the new year, that means new great deals on new vehicles, 2024s, incentives, discounts, great rates, all that good stuff. Lots of new vehicles in stock. That lot is chock full of trucks, cars, I don't know if they have vans, SUVs. Is there a GM van?
I'm sure there is.
I'm trying to think. I'm going to have to ask Chris.
Maybe, yeah.
Have you been in some of these newer vans nowadays?
I haven't been in a van in quite some time.
Didn't they used to have the Safari? Wasn't that the...
Oh, yeah, the big boy?
Yeah. Kind of like the Chevy Astro.
The Astro van, yes. We had
van.
Our neighbors who were a family of 7. They had an Astro van, and whenever we went on trips, we'd all pile into the Astro van. That's when vans only had a door on one side.
Oh, yeah.
I think the ESPN van only has a door on one side. Yeah.
Just some
Well, it's got the front doors, but on the...
Yeah, the side doors, yeah.
I'm just envisioning, like, this old dude with a like a crazy beard, and he's got his arm out the window.
Does he have a tie on the beard?
He's got a tie on the beard.
All right, good.
And he's got a toothpick in his mouth.
He's listening to...
and he's rolling it on his tongue. You know how you roll the toothpick on your tongue?
Yep.
I totally got it in a vision right now.
What's he listening to on the radio?
AC/DC.
Ooh, AC/DC.
Yeah,
nice. Nice.
Yeah.
So that's who's driving us to the Magic. Right. One could... Yes, we should all pile in the ESPN van. That would be even better.
Would it make it there?
BYOC.
Bring your own...
chair. We've taken that van. We went to that the QB Elite Retreat last year. Remember when we interviewed?
Yeah, that van didn't make it to that one.
Yeah. Oh no, it didn't. We took
didn't.
D. Hayes' truck. That's right.
Now it did make it to the Kramer giveaway of the Florida State
It did.
tickets.
It did. I remember I parked that right on the curb.
Sure did.
Yeah, that was before it had the slick new rims. So if we did that now, people would be trying to buy that thing.
You got that right. Absolutely.
Sold to the highest bidder. Red, someone stole the vehicle, man. I don't know what happened, but we just pocketed about $3,000.
Yeah, didn't you get 3 for that bad boy? Because of the rims.
Because of the rims, daggum, the rims alone are $3,000.
Yeah,
and it's got low mileage comparatively speaking as well. So if you want a good running van, it's not for sale. But to the highest bidder, you never know.
We will entertain offers. Maybe I can get Chris to hook us up with a van. We just determined they don't have vans.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Is there somebody trying to buy the van?
There you go. I was actually making calls. They cold calling. Hey, I got this van out here. You wanna buy it?
That.
How about get one of them electric Humvees?
Ooh.
I think electric vehicles are so dangerous, not just because of the batteries, right? But what about for pedestrians?
They can't hear them.
Yeah. And the other day I was walking.
Blind and deaf people.
That's the first thing that I thought about.
I think you're in trouble.
But they're going to be able to hear the roar of the engine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the other day I was walking in the parking lot, and I was kind of in the middle of, not this parking lot out here, but a grocery store parking lot. And I was kind of in the middle of the aisle, and, you know, normally I'm listening out for anything. And then next thing you know, like, I see the shadow behind me. I'm like, what in the world? Yeah, exactly. So
that's a fair point.
It's a great point.
Ban them.
Yeah. I second that notion.
The banning or just...
Banning, yeah.
Okay.
Banning the electric vehicles is all the rage, but we don't like them.
Yeah, we don't like them because you can't hear them.
Yeah, and they sound stupid. I almost said a word I shouldn't have said right there. They sound stupid whenever you put them into reverse. It's like
a golf cart?
Kinda, yeah.
Which you can turn that off on golf carts.
Really?
Snip the old wire.
Oh, just a little snip, a little golf cart vasectomy.
That's it. That's it.
I want to drive something where I got to turn the engine off to order my McDonald's or drive-through.
Well, we need to straight pipe your truck then.
I was about to say, what you got now is not in that criteria.
Yeah.
Maybe they can make electric vehicles that, you know, you can like dial it up to make whatever sound you want to make. Instead of the horn, it makes like an engine sound.
It's like a simulated sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you've got options, like 5 or 6 of them.
Then we can unban them.
There you go. That's the only way we're getting them back out there on the road. Sorry, Chris, if you're trying to sell electric vehicles, which I know you do have several there, and you've got rapid charging stations for those electric Hummers.
I like fur. That works.
Fur. With the boots, with the...
It reminds me of Pole Folks. Yeah.
Repower.
Speaking
of repower, if you're looking to get your boat in that annual service, now is the time to do it. It's going to be cold the next couple weeks. I'm sure you're not going out there on the water, so take advantage of this opportunity. They'll come to you and get you serviced up, or if you need an accessory, a full repower, a new trolling motor, depth finder, whatever it may be, Kramer Marine and Outdoor can take care of literally everything to do with your boat. Even if you want to sell it, they will take the hassle out of that. They sell a family of CRI boats. That is Sundance, Spider, what's the other one? There's Seaborn, and Skeeter. The fact that we haven't gotten Skeeter shirts yet, Chris, if you're listening, we need some Skeeter shirts.
There's no Skeeters around right now. There will be soon enough.
A little chilly for them Skeeters. Yeah. And the wind.
Where do they go? Where do they hide?
I don't know.
Where do they come from? Where do they go?
Where do they come from? Skeeter Rod, Joe. Skeeter. I'm sure they, you know, because don't they reproduce?
They probably migrate.
Yeah, they probably do. Like the killer.
Or die.
We'd prefer that. I don't know. Let's talk to Brandon Caldwell. He's your, he got elected, didn't he?
I don't know.
Mesquite District 3, I believe.
I don't know how I come. What is Skeeter? Oh, yeah.
Because it's the brand of boat that we promote almost every day.
But I just remember as a little kid running around with my shirt off, and I remember like my grandfather's somebody.
Where you go, the little nudist colony. Hang out with. That's just, you just remember in your childhood.
Yeah, he'd be like, "I'm gonna get your skeeters. I'm gonna get your skeeters." Yeah.
What are your skeeters?
My,
nipples.
Your zipples?
Yeah.
Zipples.
Do we need to have a conversation, Jay? You want to go sit on the couch for 20 minutes? We can. There's a couch in here. Not in here, but out there.
Yeah,
we'll bring a mic out there.
I'll bring the mic to you.
I see a nap over there on that couch is what I see.
Save those for Thursdays.
There you go.
Nap day Thursday.
Yep.
Took a nap over the Christmas break. It was glorious.
Your one nap of the year?
Yeah. It's fantastic.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
Even if it's 10 minutes.
This was like an hour.
Was it?
I hadn't taken a nap like that, but I also felt awful.
But I bet you felt good when you got it up.
Did you wake up groggy or?
Yeah, a little groggy.
Rested, yeah.
But that was for other reasons too. But yeah, no, I did. But no, if you hit that 10-minute on the couch watching sports and you're out for 10 minutes and that's like having a cup of coffee sometimes.
It is.
Better.
Yeah, better.
No jitters or anything.
And no letdown there. Letdown.
Yeah.
All right, Jay, do you want to go with a good, heartfelt story or a really weird, very typical Florida story? I don't even know if it's from Florida, to be honest with you. I'm putting this direction in your control.
Let's start out with
Here, I'll give you the headlines. I'll give you the headlines and you can choose. All right. This one is dog keeps owner alive in freezing temperature for 20 hours after he fell and broke his neck. The other one is a burglar contracted syphilis and 2 types of herpes after snorting more than 50 grams of dried human semen in what was mistaken that he thought was illegal drugs. I can't believe I got through that one. David, if I would have looked at David, I wouldn't have. So which one?
Hey, good things.
I've already said the word I was worried about saying, so we could dive into that one first if you want.
Good things.
I didn't know that's the direction that story was going to go when you asked about that earlier, but snorting it?
Yeah. He thought it was, I guess.
Who's saving it and drying it up like that?
He didn't know. That's probably what he thought. He's probably like, who does that? He's like, it's got to be cocaine.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we got to know more about that. That's ridiculous.
That's really it, though, because the caption says happens to the best.
Yikes.
Then somebody said, dude, sounds like he got sniffless. That's a good one, too. Oh, but yeah, no, that's real life stuff that's happening out there, Jay.
That's crazy.
It's a scary world. Just keep it in your own control.
Let's hear the heartfelt one first.
I guess that's like an actual thing here because I just typed in those 3 words, snorting dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess this
a lot of search
engine secretly snorting her boyfriends. Like, what are you doing?
People are crazy. God. All right, let's go to the happy story.
Yeah.
All right. Again, the title of this one is Dog Keeps Owner Alive in Freezing Temperatures for 20 Hours After He Fell and Broke His Neck. What's supposed to be a night of celebrations quickly turned into a nightmare for a northern Michigan man as he lay helpless in the snow for nearly 20 hours on New Year's Eve. About an hour before the big countdown, Bob ran out of his house in pajamas and slippers to grab another log for his fireplace when he slipped and fell, breaking his neck. Another reason why the South is better around the wintertime, because that doesn't typically, we get some ice storms here and there. But anyway, the dog, he tried to scream for help, but the only one who heard his cry was his golden retriever, Kelsey. The dog prevented Bob from falling victim to hypothermia by laying on top of him and licking his face and hands to keep him awake. Eventually, he lost consciousness, but the silence did not stop Kelsey from barking, and eventually the dog's efforts paid off. The next day, Bob's neighbor found him and called 911. Cham Colon, a neurosurgeon at McLaren, Northern Michigan, immediately performed spinal decompression surgery on Bob, which was a complete success. And it shows, the golden retriever, and it shows his spot in the snow and ice where he was laying for 20 hours, Jay.
Smart. I can't say it enough. They are the smartest, most loyal, caring dogs in the whole entire world.
Yeah. Clearly.
They are.
Laying on his owner for 20 hours to keep him alive.
Unbelievable.
Would Sailor do that for you?
I don't know.
I can test it.
Yeah, she could.
I don't want to break your neck, though.
Yeah, no kidding.
Seems a little extreme.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Huh.
All right. What's an insult you'll never forget? This is from an Instagram account. A teacher once said I was lazy because I did all of my work as quickly as I could so that I could spend more time doing nothing. 30 years later, and I still don't see what the problem was.
That's fair.
I'm kind of in that same boat. Like, if I know I got stuff to do before, like, a Niners game or something, I'll do as much as I can to get it all done so that way I can completely focus on what that has to be.
Absolutely.
So I'm behind that. I think that's fair. Did you see, Jay, where, and it kind of backfired a little bit on them, but NFL team, it was the Vikings. The Vikings, they bought $2 million worth of tickets at the Ford Field there in Detroit, and sells them to their own fans at a big big discount. But it might have been an even bigger backfire because Detroit fans were able to call their box office to buy tickets. Not a Vikings season ticket holder, just a dude from Metro Detroit that is now able to afford going to the game by buying tickets for $200. He said thank you to the Minnesota Vikings. So a cool gesture that the Vikings were trying to do for their own fans and trying to, keep some of the fans from Detroit out of the stadium. But then it kind of backfired because it made the tickets affordable for a lot of people that wanted to go to the game. So, hey, maybe that was their goal all along. I don't know if we're going to do any better than the burglar story.
I don't think so.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
You got any other ones?
Mm-mm.
It's okay. I've got more. Again, not as good as that one. That's for sure. Let's see. There's been some I've been holding for a while. All right, Jay Bird. We haven't done old odd news in forever, so there's probably some good ones in there. Let's see. Tweet.
Are we waiting on Jay here? What's going on?
I don't know. Here you go. Chinese man throws playing cards to slice cucumbers, light matches. A Chinese man with a unique skill broke a pair of Guinness World Records by using hand-thrown playing cards to slice cucumbers and light matches. Zhang Yazouhu, a.k.a. Neng Lang Zhong, on social media told Guinness World Records he cultivated his marksmanship skills by playing with slingshots and skipping stones as a child. He started throwing cards in college, and soon the video he posted of his skills online became his full-time career. Yazoo spent months training to take his skills to the next level and become a Guinness World Record holder. He broke his first record using playing cards to slice through 41 cucumbers in 60 seconds. I don't know if I could do that with
insane.
I don't know if I could do that with a knife.
Yeah.
Maybe I could. I don't know. Moments later, he earned his second title by lighting 29 matches with his thrown cards. He said he is experimenting with new techniques to increase the distance of his throws and is hoping to take on more challenging records in the future. I've seen a lot of people do stuff with playing cards, throwing it into whatever.
I've seen them throw into a clothespin before, and that's an art. I don't know. That's
skill, a talent.
Yeah.
It's kind of like all the golf ball trick shot things, too, with the juggling and all that. That was kind of a pretty big fad trend there for a long time.
Do you think Dude Perfect has a lot to do with all that?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. They kind of were the, I don't want to say pioneers, the Bryan brothers in the golf world. Fun fact, they did that. Most of their filming was started at the Aiken Golf Club there in Aiken, South Carolina, as Brian and Wes both played at South Carolina. Obviously, Wes went on to have a PGA Tour career, and George was, George was kind of the secondary one. The Bryan brothers, Wes and George Bryan.
Huh.
But they kind of really got trick shots going in golf. I had a stint of hitting balls out of the air with my driver, but ended up breaking too many driver shafts doing that. Because what you don't realize is if you hit that ball in the heel of the club, that shaft is going to snap because that's not where its torque point is. It's meant to be hit in the middle of the club. So broke a couple on the way to doing a few things like that. But
so what would you do? You juggle with a wedge, then pop it up, and then hit it?
No, I'd usually have somebody else kind of toss it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
That's right when iPhone first came out with the slow-mo camera.
Yeah.
That kind of revolutionized trick shots with those kind of things.
Huh.
All right, little Florida story here. Title of the story, newborn whale calves make rare visit to Florida coast. Wildlife officials in Florida said a group of endangered whales made a rare appearance off the coast of Ponte Vedra Beach and included 2 new calves. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission and Fish and Wildlife Research Institute said 2 females named Caterpillar and Blackheart were spotted near Guana Tolomato Montanzas National Estuarine Research Reserve on December 30th. Some humpback whales there, Jay. Have you watched the document? David, have you? I don't know if I got to ask you this on Friday. Have you watched the documentary on Netflix, Blackfish, about the killer whales?
I believe so.
Yeah, we watched it, I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago, and it's kind of
old, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It was like 2018. Yeah.
Still my favorite animal. Still wish we had more in captivity.
Killing humans.
What happened to kangaroos, David?
I mean,
that's a land animal.
Yeah.
He's got one for each.
Kangaroos aren't even my favorite land animal.
Really?
Mine would be a polar bear. Polar bear or a lion.
Really?
Yeah. Elephant's also up there. Kangaroo is more of a pet animal.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, those spiteful whales.
Yeah, they are, man. They're smart.
Yeah,
I was kind of being facetious about wanting more in captivity.
We know. If anybody thought you were serious there, they don't listen to the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they were murdering trainers left and right. But again, if you were stuck in it'd be like living in this little studio room for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You'd probably end up getting pretty feisty too.
Yeah, I think I saw them at SeaWorld back many years ago. It
was his name was with a T.
Yeah, like Tuckanine or something.
Yeah, it almost had like kill in his name.
Oh, like Tilkin.
Something like that. Yep.
Tilkanayom or something.
Yep. It's like you guys kind of put the verb in his name. What do you expect?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Tillicum.
It's like Killitum.
Till I kill him.
Yeah. Do you know how you can tell the difference between a orca in captivity and an orca in the wild?
No, what?
Come on.
I don't know.
Their dorsal fin.
I was about to say the floppy fin.
Yeah. Captivity, it curls over. You know why? Because they're just swimming around in circles. So it eventually bends that dorsal fin over. Captivity, they just go straight for as long as they can.
Huh.
In their pods. They're still vicious out there in the natural world as well.
Right.
Apex predator, baby.
That's it. Where you want to be on the food chain, Jay?
I want to be a carnivore.
Well, you you want to be at the top of the food chain.
Yeah. Top.
Well, carnivore, yeah. I mean, it's fair. It's what you eat.
A bear.
Are bears at the top, though?
They gotta be.
I don't know. What kills bears?
Not a lot. I mean,
human beings.
Human beings do.
Yeah.
That's us.
Yep. Clap it up. Clap it up. Oh, goodness.
We survived this long
a slow clap.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
We survived this long for a reason, right?
That's right. Don't mess with us.
Don't mess with us. You hear that, aliens? You hear that?
Yeah. Keep throwing your foam snow at us, and we'll take you out. Oh, there's people just sitting around in all parts of the country. They're like, come on, bring it on. Makes me think of Independence Day.
Yeah.
When Cousin Eddie he comes out of retirement from flying his crop dusting plane.
Yeah.
And he gets out there and he's ready to rock and roll. That might be a good movie to watch right now. Topical. I haven't seen it.
It's very topical.
Bill Paxton. Will Smith was in that one, right? And Malcolm from Jurassic Park. I forget his real name. Ian something, I think, is what it is. But yeah. You want to hear any other ones? I've got more.
Did we ever get to the booger, the sugar?
That was the first one we did.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if there was more to it.
No.
Okay.
The title was the story.
Okay.
It didn't have any backing.
I got you.
It didn't have any backing. Other than, he's got syphilis and 2 types of herpes now. Not just one, but 2.
Uh-oh.
Yep. That's a whoopsie pie.
Yeah.
That is a whoopsie pie indeed. Oh, man.
Whoa.
Wow. 12:23. I wasn't even paying attention. All right. We got to take a quick break. You're listening to The Inside Drive. When we get back, we're going to talk a little bit about those incentives that I've been trying to get to and who earned them and how much money that they earned. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
It was exposed that Jalen was having a little affair with and dating the therapist on the team, which is a total no-no. I don't know how you get smart when you're already stupid. So, how do you treat it like a...
Weekday morning 7 to 9, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Monday's weather forecast. Clear the remainder of the day with temps near 52 and a wind 15 to 20 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies tonight, a blustery wind out of the north and a temperature of 34. Much colder tomorrow, around 50 with mostly sunshine and a wind around 11 miles per hour out of the north. Mostly sunny Wednesday, a gentle breeze and warm around 52. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Are you tired of hearing 2 weeks when you call to get your boat worked on? Hey folks, it's Chris Kramer with Kramer Marine and Outdoor, and we'll get you in and back out on the water as quick as possible. We're a full-line Yamaha outboard dealer and Suzuki outboard dealer, and we have master-trained certified mechanics on site. So if it's just an annual service, electronics install, trolling motor install, or all the way up to a full repower, we can take care of you. So stop by and see us in the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd next to Bill Kramer GM. Or call us at 850-851-0453.
Reliable Copy Products is proud to be the exclusive dealer in Northwest Florida for Kyocera office equipment. Reliable Copy Products has been committed to providing professional, personalized service for the last 35 years. They understand that the right equipment does not always fall within today's budget requirements, so they offer several options for the equipment you need today for the growth you expect tomorrow. Call James Smothers at 784-6601. 784-6601. Reliable Copy Products on Harrison Avenue, just north of Bay High School.
Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. This is not for the casual fan. This is for the warriors. This is for the legends.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
It's The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. The show's kind of been themed after you a little bit today, Jay. Who was that? Alan Kopp?
Who was that?
Alan Top, the country song?
Zach Top.
Zach Top. Gotcha. And now you're Genuine, your favorite band from the late 90s, early 2000s.
Love that song.
I know you do. I've heard you listening to it in your car many a time.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people in the back just bouncing up and down in the bed of your truck.
That's right.
He's usually the chauffeur for the midget wrestlers when they're doing their shows, so
yeah,
that's who's bouncing.
And they can hear you coming in the parking lot so you don't get hit.
Don't snort it.
Yeah. Oh, got him. Well, we do have a caller on the line. Save us, LSU, Jeff. Hope you had a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thanks for giving us a call.
Yeah, it's been going great. I hear y'all talking about predators and everything. Y'all want to be at the top of the food chain?
That's it. That's it. Jay's like right in the middle. He's a carnivore, though, he claimed.
Yeah, got to eat other meat.
Well, I mean, I'm not knocking him. I'd be a vegetarian, but meat tastes so dang good.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, is David Hayes there?
He is.
I am.
He is.
Oh, my God. Titans first pick in the draft. What's going on?
Well, that's normally what happens when you are absolute garbage. And I hope that they trade out of it, try to get, fall back in the draft, get it, focus on the trenches, man. I don't think that the quarterback is the correct direction to go until we figure out, until we can protect that. I would like to see us offensive line, defensive line, and then, maybe go out and get a Kirk Cousins or something like that if possible.
What about a Sammy D?
I saw a mock draft that has showed Cam Ward of the Hurricanes as first pick to the Titans. That's what I saw.
If they do that, then as a fan, I'll be supportive of it. But I mean, let's go Malik Willis, Will Levis. There
was one more in there. I was trying to remember.
Ooh. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, but you can go back. You can go to who is not Drew Lock. Man, he was a quarterback for Washington, though. He was a high draft pick. Didn't work out with him. Zach Mettenberger. I mean, they just have not been good at drafting quarterbacks. So I hope that they stay away from that and try to turn that number 1 pick into multiple picks. If they do end up drafting Cam Ward, I would like to, or even Shedeur, I would like to see
Marcus Mariota is who I was thinking
okay,
of.
yeah.
That was a while ago. That was 9 years
I would
ago.
like to see them do what the Texans did a few years ago and hop right back into the top 5 and get a defensive player that's a stud. So fix both sides of the ball as quick as you can, but I don't think that the Titans are going to be able to make that work.
Hopefully they do. I mean, it's really what everybody needs is you got to have your lines first in order for your quarterback to be successful. I mean, what have we seen with the resurgence of Baker and Sam Darnold? They're actually getting good offensive coaches and good lines to help protect them. Because, regardless of how good you are at quarterback, you can't execute if you don't have time. We've seen that very, very often in the NFL.
I think there was 2 things that definitely changed this year is that there was less teams in the wild card race, and there was a bunch of teams that were changing positions towards their bottom dwellers, and the draft order was switching up like every week, like Patriots, Giants, all over the place.
Yeah, Patriots.
Yeah, and kudos to those teams for still playing and actually winning games. Right? The Titans, I don't know if they were tanking on purpose or were just that bad, but some of the games you're just like, y'all don't have no enthusiasm. Y'all don't have any passion. Why am I going to watch y'all? I'll watch Red Zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. It's a Jets coach, and he thinks that he's going to stop Aaron Rodgers' country club is what he called it.
Oh, if Rex Ryan gets the job?
He's very intimate about wanting another shot at it, that's for sure. He's been like that for a few weeks now, too.
Yeah.
Would he be, I doubt he'd be the first, but I'm just curious, anything comes to the top of y'all's mind. Is there another head coach that you guys can remember that was with a team, got fired, and then came back with that team and even had success? I mean, I know they've jumped around from team to team, but I can't think of anybody in the recent years anyway that have done that.
Nobody in recent years, but I think there was somebody about 45 years ago that did that.
That's your wheelhouse, Jay.
We'll just call him a Billy Martin because of the Billy Martin with the Yankees.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. I just don't think
that's the one. Yeah, he's the one that definitely comes to mind for sure.
Bobby Cox with the Braves, didn't he coach and then come back and coached again? Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking more on the NFL side of things.
Oh, okay.
It's just something you
Joe Gibbs did it with the Redskins.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
True.
That makes
That's
sense.
Right.
It's your favorite racing team there, Jay.
Yeah.
So who's everybody picking for the NFL playoffs?
Whoa.
I just don't see Ohio State losing.
No, I think you said NFL, right? You said
NFL? Oh, good question.
Yeah,
Good.
NFL.
Man, at this point, it's so hard to not be Lions and Chiefs. I mean, could the Bills possibly, if they find themselves in an AFC Championship game with the Chiefs, I think that they could upset them. I think that the Ravens have that ability as well. But at this point, from what we've seen all year, the Chiefs and the Lions, to me.
It's going to be interesting. I hope we get a team, not a huge underdog, but I hope we get a team in there that may not everybody expected. Jay, just to catch you up, the current playoff picture, AFC, who's number 1 seed?
Don't know.
The Chiefs.
Oh, the Chiefs, yes.
All right, I know you know the NFC one. Who's that?
Lions.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Then you got 2 versus 7. That's the Bills versus the Broncos. And then you got the Ravens versus the Steelers, a divisional matchup there. And then the Texans at the Chargers. Jeff, let me ask you this. Obviously, who you think is going to make the Super Bowl from their respective conferences. Who would you like to see make the Super Bowl from their respective conferences?
Well, okay. I didn't think that the Commanders would be in it. So from previously, like before the season started, seeing that the Lions and the Bills have never won it, it would have been cool to have those two teams match up against each other. Then you definitely have somebody who's breaking through their history. But with Jaden Daniels and the season he's had, and I'm an LSU person, you kind of have to say, well, it's either Commanders or Lions. It's a toss-up, really, because I kind of like the Lions storyline more than anything,
For sure. I mean, obviously, and the Commanders have kind of made such a huge turnaround from one year to the next, and changing some ownership, some coaches. Obviously, drafting Jaden Daniels was a big part of that, but they've also built their trenches up as well over the last few years, and I think it'd be kind of fun to see the Commanders in there as well. I mean, I don't think they will. I don't think they'll get past the Bills, but it'd be kind of fun to see the Broncos at least win one playoff game. I think this is their first time in the playoffs since 2015, and I believe that was the year Tim Tebow helped them win that playoff game. But I kind of think the Broncos story is a little bit fun. Obviously, Bo Nix is having an okay year as a rookie, but doing a lot more things than I think people expected, and there's some Cinderella teams in there. There's some good values on betting teams to win their championships or even make it to the Super Bowl. All right, let me ask you guys this. Which team from each conference do you think is the biggest fraud that's in the playoffs? Jay, Rams. They've been playing pretty good the second half of the season. I'm going to throw the Packers in there from the NFC. I think they're the biggest fraud. I don't think Jordan Love is ready yet. And just I mentioned it before, but the teams they've played en route to the playoffs just maybe not have given them the battle-testedness that they need to succeed in the NFL playoffs, which is a...
What about Texans?
I think Texans are up there, too, as a fraud. It's tough. They lost two of their better wide receivers, C.J. Stroud. Obviously losing two of those wide receivers is going to affect your quarterback play. But I think their defense is good enough to keep them in games. But can they outscore some of these teams? I don't know. But, yeah, getting back to the Packers, Jay, they started their season off beating the 0-2 Colts. Then they beat the 0-3 Titans, the 1-4 Rams with no Puka Nacua or Cooper Kupp. Then they beat the 2-4 Cardinals. Then they beat the 5-2 Texans at the time. Nico Collins wasn't there. Then they beat the 2-6 Jags, the 4-6 Bears. They beat them by a point. Then they beat the Niners when they were 5-6 with no CMC, Purdy, or Ayuk in that game. Then they beat the 5-7 Dolphins, and just Tua can never seem to win in the cold weather. And then they beat the 8-6 Seahawks with no Kenneth Walker, and then they beat the 5-10 Saints with no Carr, Kamara, Raheed Shaheed, or Mark MVS. So I mean, they've obviously won a lot of games, but didn't have a really super tough road to get there anyway. So I think I'd put the Packers, in my opinion, and I agree with you too on the Houston Texans being a little bit of frauds, going to have a tough go. But I mean, what do you think about the Chargers? Do you think the Chargers can win a couple? I mean, they get to play the Texans in that first round matchup this weekend.
Let's run one thing about the Chargers, okay? I'm gonna spell this out. It's a correlation between college and pro. Okay, so the Chiefs basically had a bye yesterday, right?
Oh, yeah.
They sat all their guys, right? They have a bye next week, so they can be playing 21 days, maybe 20 days between games. College football, teams 1 through 4 had the bye. Some of those teams were sitting like 23 days before playing again.
Yep.
And they all lost. All of them lost. The Chiefs could be playing the Chargers in a second round of the playoffs because I think the Chargers are going to beat the Texans. The Chargers are going to give the Chiefs a little run for their money. And I know the Chiefs have been winning all the close games, but Chargers have lost twice this year to the Chiefs. Is third time the charm?
Could be. I mean, and that's too, right, the old debate, rest or rust, and it always seems like rust comes out on top of that one. So, like you said, they rested their entire group of starters yesterday, didn't even put up any kind of a fight, and then they get an official bye, and, maybe that's good to get some of their players back from a health standpoint, but at the same time, there's no rep like a real game rep to keep you going in the right direction, and I'm hopeful that doesn't hurt the Lions as well. Luckily, they had a huge game last night that was very important, and I think they came out of that game pretty much unscathed, so that was good because you want all these playoff matchups to be in full power. But hey, Wild Card Weekend is upon us, and one of my favorite sports weekends of the year. But right now in the AFC, the Kansas City Chiefs are plus 350 to win the Super Bowl. The number 2 seed Buffalo Bills are plus 375 on the money line. Ravens plus 550. Can Lamar get over that playoff hump? I guess time will tell. Their first round matchup is against the Steelers, who always play those Ravens pretty tough, and I've already seen them twice this year. I think the Ravens won both of those matchups, if I'm not mistaken. I know they just won the matchup this past week as well. Pittsburgh Steelers, number 6 seed. They're plus 7,500 to win the Super Bowl. And then I think I missed one here. Yeah, the Chargers plus 2,500 to win the Super Bowl. Jay, that's 250 to 1. Might not be a bad idea to put $10 on that.
Yeah.
And then get your team to pull for.
They do that.
All right, slipping down to the NFC. Detroit Lions are plus 450 to win the Super Bowl. They've got a 41.4% chance to make it to the Super Bowl. The Eagles are plus 650 to win the Super Bowl. That's another good one, 6.5 to 1 on that for a team that was just in the Super Bowl a couple years ago and lost on a an interesting holding call / just another one of those plays. What's it called, hot dog or something like that, where they run the wide receiver in motion to the boundary, and then he comes back in and immediately bounces it right back out. One of the toughest plays to defend when you're inside the 5, because you got to commit to that receiver coming in, and if you don't, then he's going to be open, and if he breaks back out, he's going to be open too. So
sounds like a dynasty playbook.
We may have those routes in one of our plays. Yeah, you'd have to ask Liam. He's the one that calls all the plays now, so I don't even know what our plays are anymore. He did ask me to add another play in though for the second half of the season where we've got some deeper routes. So we shall see. We shall see.
I got one for you.
Yeah.
Did y'all see the fake tush push in college?
Yes, it was fantastic. I've been waiting for that to happen.
Oh yeah.
Because it just makes sense.
He rolled out to the left right after the tush.
Yep.
Fake.
Snap it, fake going in, and then roll out. I mean, if you got everybody in the box committed to that, I wonder if now you'll start to see a safety or two kind of hanging out behind the huge cluster of people right there at the line of scrimmage. But it'd still be tough to make an open field tackle on one guy, depending on who is going, if it's your quarterback or if it's a running back, whatever it may be. But yeah, Jeff, we got to take a quick break. Appreciate you giving us a call, and big week of football this week coming up. You got FCS Championship tonight, 2 college football playoff games Thursday and Friday, and then, of course, I believe it's 2 and 4 on the weekend with the wild card round action. Should be a lot of fun drinking from that proverbial fire hose of football, and before we know it, it'll all be gone.
Hey, let me run one thing by y'all. Maybe y'all talk about it later. The mock draft had Ashton Genty from the running back from Boise State at the 10th pick going to the Bears. That sounds pretty crazy.
It'd be interesting, considering, what they got Swift and Roschon Johnson.
Yeah.
I don't know. They probably need to receive. I don't know. They need to fix the offensive line. That's what they need
100%.
to do. Because Caleb Williams is scrambling for his life. So if you ever want to see the potential be reached by Caleb Williams, he can't be running for his life.
Got to protect him. Absolutely. I know the Niners won't be taking him, as they've got 100 running backs, it seems, but they all get hurt. It's kind of Kyle Shanahan's thing. So we get running backs, but they all get hurt. All right, we got to go ahead and take a quick break. Jeff, thanks for giving us a shout. You guys listen to the Inside Drive final segment coming up next on this Monday morning or afternoon. Ooh.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
We're up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Hurricane Helene.
And breaking weather as it happens.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
People ask all the time, who the heck is Low Cost Airlines? Well, we're not just one airline. When you're talking to us, you're talking to everyone. We are the discount supermarket for all airline tickets. Plus, we have all the airlines and always have the best prices. American, Delta, United, plus all the specialized international airlines and a lot more. And we make it easy. We guarantee you'll talk to a live human in 60 seconds. You can have the rates you need and have your trip booked in 5 minutes. Now, how cool is that? And remember, when you're talking to us, it's like talking to every single airline available with one fast phone call. All you need to do is call and find the best prices to fly wherever it is you want to go. So are you ready? Call Low Cost Airlines right now. 800-708-3092. 800-708-3092. 800-708-3092. That's 800-708-3092.
Do you hear a squealing sound when you're braking? How about a clunking when turning? Shaking while under acceleration? These are all problems that Alford Tire and Service Center in Callaway can solve. With our friendly staff and trusted mechanics, we here at Alford offer a wide variety of services to keep you on the road and driving, which comes back with our nationwide warranty and easy financing options. Located in beautiful Callaway on Tyndall Parkway, we do it all at Alford Tire and Service Center.
And now the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey.
We're going to have a talk. Tell me what you know.
Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios.
It's a frantic noise.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Jay's got a great afternoon delight debrief, a real life one. Make sure you tune in at 12 tomorrow because I cannot wait to hear you bring up this one live on the air.
It just happens my life is so weird, Ryan, I swear.
Things gravitate towards you.
I guess. I don't know what it is.
Well, tomorrow you will reveal the secret of the walk with Sailor.
Yes. It was beautiful yesterday afternoon.
We're over there, kind of St. Andrews Beach Drive area?
Yeah, somewhere over in that area. There
you go.
Nice.
Been trying to talk about it for a little while, so we're going to dive into it now. Some of the big incentives that were earned yesterday or missed out on yesterday. Talked about it briefly, but Mike Evans was a big talk going into his Week 18 game. He needed 85 yards to get to his 11th consecutive 1,000-yard season to tie Jerry Rice. That's not all time. Jerry Rice has 14, Mike Evans has 11, but to start your career, he's had an 1,000-yard season every season since he's been in the league, which is pretty darn impressive. But he needed 5 catches and 85 yards also to trigger a $3 million bonus that was tied to 70 catches and 1,000 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns on the year, which he already had achieved the 10 touchdowns on the year. But with just 36 seconds remaining in the game, Evans needed just 5 more yards, but he got that with 4 or more, or got that plus 4 more after quarterback Baker Mayfield hit him with a pass. Didn't have to throw a pass. They could have took a knee. The game would have been over. They would have been on to the playoffs, but they found a way to get Mike Evans on the ball on a little out route there. And the cool part about it was to see all his teammates and the crowd just go absolutely nuts as he got that record and that huge incentive for him and his family. But that win obviously sealed a playoff berth for him as well. So just a lot of things came to fruition there for Mike Evans. Some of the other incentives hit. I know there was a couple on the quarterback side of things, but Mike Evans kind of stole the show with the biggest incentive being hit there. Also want to talk about, too, there was a USA Florida soccer challenge at the sports park this past weekend, and I know the Arnold boys team went 3-0 and won that challenge. I did not see the final score for the last girls' game yesterday, but I know prior to that game they had won their first 2 games. So the boys won over Lincoln in the final game of that challenge hosted over there at the sports park. Lots of soccer teams in town, and one of the beautiful things about that sports park is bringing these people in from all over the place. Also, I mentioned it earlier, but it might have slipped by real fast, but the United States of America wins gold at the World Juniors for the second year in a row with a overtime win. Great pass, little 5-hole deke, and USA won the gold juniors. And the goaltender for the United States junior hockey team, he set the record for most wins as a junior hockey player, Jay. Juniors are a big deal. It's like the best under 8 or 18 and under in the world, kind of like amateur golf, so to speak. But yeah, so congratulations to Team USA for winning that as well. Hockey season's rocking and rolling. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we continue on through the spring. Let's see if I got any other fun facts I don't want to miss out. We talked about Bailey Zappi, right? Yep, we did. All right. What else we got? Oh, MVP race for here's a little fun fact for comparing Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. So the Ravens currently have 9 Pro Bowlers on their team, including Lamar. The Bills have 2 Pro Bowlers, including Josh Allen. Do you think that's a fair barometer to kind of show a little bit who may be more deserving of the MVP, putting stats aside?
So how many Pro Bowlers are 9?
9 for the Ravens, 2 for the Bills, and that both include the quarterback as well.
So do you feel like Josh Allen
I think
is
that
more...
gives more of a case for Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Do I think they'll go to Lamar? I don't know. I just hope they don't give it to Josh Allen because Lamar's won 2 other MVPs and 1 last year, because that would be kind of getting away from the integrity of what the award certainly
spreading the wealth, if you will.
Yeah, it's kind of like it falls into that. Everybody gets a kind of talk on that, but yeah. Also, I don't know if you saw, probably not, Kenny Dillingham came out and was in defense. I don't know if you remember that 4th and 13 in double overtime where Texas scored basically to tie things up and then went on to win, or in the first overtime after Arizona State scored. But he said he wanted to reiterate his post-game comments about the 4th down call I called. I wanted to bring essentially a zero blitz that plays out like cover 4. Our safety, I forget his name, he just puts his Instagram account, is taught to catch that immediate routes because the ball should come out fast. He did exactly what he was coached. That play was 100% on me, not him, and I want to make that 100% clear. We would have not been in this position without X, and he was one of the biggest instrumental pieces of the season and the program. What do you think about that? The coach coming to obviously his safety took a lot of criticism because I think I even said it on the show, you just can't let people get behind you. But then Kenny Dillingham kind of came out to his defense and talked about what he called on that play, and the safety did what he was supposed to do on that particular defensive play call. So
yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was cool from Kenny Dillingham. You can't not love that guy. Just passionate, fun to watch, young guy. And I think you're going to see more of those guys kind of coming up in the college football ranks over the next several years. Also, the NCAA is considering allowing 5 years of eligibility for players in all sports. What are your thoughts on that, Jay?
5 years of eligibility
versus the 4, but most of these players in this era have had 5 or 6 because of COVID, medical redshirting, all that stuff. But the NCAA, I don't even know, the NCAA shouldn't even have any government over college sports anymore with what all's transpired.
Yeah, so I guess that 5th year, if you've got your degree, really all you're doing is just playing that sport for that college, right?
Yeah, or your post-grad stuff or football. You can be a grad assistant. Well, no, obviously you're playing. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I don't know if it's going to come to fruition or not.
Now, in the future, do you feel like these bowl games with the NIL and stuff, do you think there will be paychecks given out to these college players eventually for a win or a loss in these bowl games? Well,
I know they are. I think starting next year, I think they're moving to that revenue sharing thing where players are actually getting paid. This is outside of the NIL. I forget what the amounts were and all that stuff.
Okay.
But I think there's got to be something that's going to hold these guys to playing and not transferring. If we just get rid of you can transfer as many times as you want, and also these NILs are actual contracts where you have to, in order to earn your NIL, you get, percentage throughout the whole year, but, you don't get the whole thing if you leave or opt out and stuff like that.
Right.
Because, the NFL, obviously, everybody gets paid, but there's also contracts and there's free agency rules and stuff like that to not let what's happening in college football happen in the NFL, because that would obviously be very detrimental to a lot of these teams. You're talking about a lot more money, too, in the NFL. But, yeah, maybe, depending on how contracts look, because, they'll have bowl game incentives and stuff like that. It's not a bad idea to get people to play in the bowl games. That's the tough thing about bowl games, too, and why I try to stay away from betting bowl games, because you really just don't, without doing a ton of research, don't know who's really playing or who's not playing.
True.
All right, Jay, who do you got tonight in the FCS National Championship? Let me pull up who it is real quick. I know it's North Dakota State, who's won a lot of FCS national championships, formerly won AA. But it is North Dakota State and Montana State. Montana State's a 3.5-point favorite. Montana State's 15-0 on the season. North Dakota State is 13-2. Obviously, North Dakota State's won a lot of national championships and has put a lot of players in the NFL. Wonder who, let me see who Montana State lost. It's probably North Dakota State, but what do you think?
North Dakota State, aren't they green? Isn't that a green team?
Yep.
I like green teams. I'll go North Dakota State.
The Bison.
The Bison.
And they play in an indoor dome.
I hope so.
Yeah, they do.
I can't imagine.
I know Montana State and Montana play outside. Now, this is at I believe this is at a neutral site. If I'm not mistaken, it's 6 p.m. right there on the ESPN. Let's see. Trying to find out where it is, where it's played at there, the FCS Championship. Do you know off the top of your head there, David? Where it's played? Or is it played at the better teams campus? It doesn't. I'm on ESPN and it doesn't tell me where it's located. Come on, guys, give me something. Toyota Stadium.
Okay.
Frisco, Texas. That's right. It's in Frisco, the new headquarters of the PGA.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I knew there was a correlation there.
But I have watched some games. Montana play up in Montana late in the season. God, looks miserable.
Coastal, when they were in FCS, they had to play Montana on the road in the playoffs one time, and it was like -6.
Yep.
And all these boys from Myrtle Beach going up there.
Yep.
I think they ended up actually winning. They just ran the ball really well. But yeah, when you get hit when it's that cold.
And Georgia Southern was another one that would take the trip to Montana.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know what it is about the North Dakota and the Montana football teams, but in FCS they've been very dominant over the last 20 years. Maybe it's that home field. It's not always. I mean, the beginning of the season is probably pretty nice up there.
Man, what else do you do in the wintertime in Montana?
Watch out for bears.
Go elk hunting, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Grizzly bears, though, in Montana.
Yeah.
That's the scarier. Polar bear or grizzly bear? What are you more worried about?
Polar bear is, if it's white, good night.
If it's grizzly, Will Disley? I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, man. It's a fear. It's a fear.
It's a fear?
It's a fear.
I saw a meme yesterday, like, what was one of the most irrational fears you had as a kid? And there's a picture of somebody swimming in a swimming pool and a pretend shark being in the water. And you're like, that's very irrational. That's not going to happen unless somebody dropped a shark in there. That wouldn't be good.
Right. No, it wouldn't be.
Night. Got any lessons?
If it's white, night.
Well, what was it? What's the actual?
If it's brown, lay down. If it's black, fight back.
What was white?
White, good night.
Oh, good night.
Yeah,
not
good
night.
Yeah, or I like night better. Yeah.
What about grizzly bears, though? Don't do anything.
Man.
Hope for the best.
Yeah. I mean, run for your life. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, grizzlies are dangerous. All right, Jay. What's your takeaways from today's show?
Takeaways.
You got any lessons this afternoon?
No, no.
So you're on break there.
I'm on break for
it's your second break of the winter.
I keep looking at the weather, and it just doesn't look any better. 10 days from now,
I think the next 10 to 14 days are going to be very cold.
Yeah,
but hey, it's January.
It is. Yeah, we'll just
football weather.
Yeah, I mean, I think winter was made to rest. I think.
There you go.
So. We'll just do some of that.
There you go. Where you can open up a new Zoom lesson thing.
Could do that.
That'd be tough though. You still have to find a place to hit a ball.
Yeah, and that personal experience, man. It's just it's just not there.
Yeah. Looking through a computer screen versus face to face.
You can try it, but I just
try it before you buy it.
There you go.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. You ever do one of those like crash course lesson days where you did? I remember like Get Golf Ready was a big thing with the PGA, and
done that before.
Do 25-minute golf lessons in the morning and stuff like that. I've done that a few times. That was pretty wild.
Oh yeah.
But a lot of times you can usually identify something and just move them in the right direction.
You can.
That music means we are done today. We'll be back tomorrow with Doc A and Brad Law. You're listening to the Inside Drive. Afternoon Underdogs coming up next, followed by the Orlando Magic and the New York Knicks. Y'all have a great rest of your Monday.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The Magic plays here.
Tonight, the Orlando Magic are at the New York Knicks. Tip-off at 6:30 from Madison Square Garden. Listen live in ultra-high fidelity right here.
Your new home for select Orlando Magic games. The NBA is on. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Monday's weather forecast. Clear the remainder of the day with temps near 52 and a